Wrong.
You know, he talks real confidently, and, you know, everyone else is stupid, and I'm smart, and you got to listen to this.
You're not a moron, but you're close.
There's many, 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 many more people that is going to be hurt by this advice than helped.
There's reason after reason after reason that's moron, 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 moron.
What is up, everybody? You're kicking it with the Homeboys. This is another episode of Moron Real Estate. I'm here with Scott Adams. My name's Clint Wetherill. We're looking forward to getting to some of these clips. You ready, my friend?
Let's dive in.
Let's do this thing.
How I became financially free in 1 year and how you all can become financially free in 2022. And this is not BS. Anybody can do this. You could start with a little bit of money or a lot of money. Get 1 to 2 short-term rentals and list them on Airbnb. Strategy number 1 is you put a down payment on a place, right? Put furniture in it and then rent it out. If you don't have the money, the income, or the credit for a down payment, do something called rental arbitrage. Start an LLC, call it whatever you want, Michael's Corporate Housing Company. Approach landlords or homeowners and ask them if they will sign a corporate lease with you. Through a corporate lease, you will now be allowed to put furniture in there and then rent it out on a short-term basis. If you pick a half-decent location, furnish it well, take professional photos, and have a good pricing strategy, your short-term rentals can cash flow you thousands of dollars per month. And no BS, you can become financially free in the next 12 months if you really wanted to. If you want to learn some helpful tips along the way, make sure to follow me here.
I'm just going to leave my headphones on because I can't take it. I can't take it.
Well, if you want to become financially free, you do not want to follow this guy. You want to make sure you unfollow this guy and, you know, leave it at that, you know. But he says no BS, either 2 or 3 different times in there, financially free. I can guarantee you that this guy did not become financially free in 2022 with these strategies, with 2 properties, whatever he's doing.
We've had VRBOs and Airbnbs. They can work in certain areas. They don't make you rich and financially free just having one of them. The returns aren't that big on them.
But maybe he's sleeping under an overpass, you know, that he's become financially free with these, you know, he's got a positive $400 a month or something, and that's his definition of financially free.
Yeah, his definition of financially free must be very low. And then, you know, to get on the other thing that pisses me off is this rental arbitrage. If the best use of that property and the way to maximize its returns was to do a VRBO or an Airbnb, the owner of the property would do that. They don't need you coming along and trashing their house, lying to them about a corporate lease, and then running 50 people through there, having parties, you know, Airbnb, turning tenants. They're going to sue you. It's not going to work. And there's municipalities where this doesn't work. And the places where Airbnbs and VRBOs work, they don't work everywhere. The numbers just don't work everywhere. So there's just there's reason after reason after reason that's moron, 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 moron.
So his two reasons, you know, his 2 methods were, you know, you do it, you know, you buy it, you furnish it, you know, you do, you know, we have lots of reasons that we could talk about Airbnbs being something that you need to be exceptionally cautious on. But however, that may work. You know, you may find, you know, most likely you're not going to find a deal today. So becoming financially free in 2022, which is the caption that he had, that is BS. The only thing that is BS is this clip that he claims is not BS. You know, but this rental arbitrage concept, you know, we get people asking us all the time, well, what do you think of rental arbitrage? I think it's a shady way that some idiot gets on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and tries to make it act like they know what they're doing and have no clue about real estate investing whatsoever. It's so ridiculous, and it's a buzzword amongst this, you know, set of idiot, you know, wannabe real estate investors that it's wasting everyone's time. Become a real estate investor. None of this phony crap. If I ever hear arbitrage again, it's too soon.
I know.
You know?
Clint's right. If you see someone say rental arbitrage, you should immediately unfollow them. If you're following them for real estate advice, what you could do is you could continue to follow them, but just so that you know what to do by doing exactly the opposite of everything.
Have you heard of rental arbitrage, and what do you think of it? God, freaking break.
It's stupid.
All right, next. Rental arbitrage.
Saving money is stupid. It is ridiculous. The
that
only
Grant
thing
Cardone?
that ever happens to people that save money is they end up losing it. It ends up getting lost. It ends up getting stolen, or it ends up going down in value. But it's never going to get bigger. You save money at the bank, it ain't getting big. We've all been told, save your money, save your money, save your money. Who does that really benefit? I remember I read the blackjack book, How to Play Blackjack. I knew every card to hit. And then I realized everybody at the table had read the same damn book. Everybody's staying on 16s. And this freaking guy's banging 16s against 9s or 16s against 7s. Everything he shouldn't do, he's doing. And he's making all the money. He was the only one not playing by the book. Everybody should buy a house. Maybe not, because the wealthy guys never talk about the house they bought. Warren Buffett owns one house. So I got a lot of those little things that I have just observed in my own life. They're just not true, man. Period.
Warren Buffett owns more houses than almost anyone else in the country. I'm confused by that because, I mean, his fund is heavily invested in single-family residential real estate, as you know, rentals. So, anyway,
my first experience was this guy was reading one of his books, and I actually kind of liked the books. It's written right there on his hat. It's called 10X. And I actually enjoyed the book, and he's now my guy that I like the least. He just drives me absolutely crazy. I know that he's been super successful, and you know what? He can probably afford, with his lifestyle and all the books that he has sold and all the speaking engagements, that he can, get rid of his cash. Cash is bad. You don't save anything. Always invest everything. He can probably live by that, and he'll always be okay because he's setting up in this ivory tower. But you know what, Mr. Cardone? There's a lot of other people listening to your advice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other people that aren't going to set on cash in this crazy real estate market that we have seen, this crazy elevator ride that is going to invest everything that they can at the top of this, and then we're going to go into a recession. They're going to have a life event happen where they got to have access to cash, and then they're going to go bankrupt. Right. There's many, 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 many more people that is going to be hurt by this advice than helped. But it sells books for him. He's very captivating. He talks real confidently, and, everyone else is stupid, and I'm smart, and you got to listen to this. I get it. It's sexy, and, people listen to this. That's what they want to listen to. No one wants to listen to you
the
or
naysayer.
Me, say, let's
falling.
save your money, and you can still be the 1%, but do it conservatively and do it this way or that.
Right.
No one wants to listen to us. They want to listen to this flash guy. I'm tired of Grant Cardone, man. I'm over it. I'm over it.
That's the problem with these guys.
And he's hurting a lot of people. That's why I'm over it.
So the average person that watches this, it's absolutely the worst advice you can ever follow, what these guys preach. Because you have to have a cushion. And these guys, they have so much money. They are speaking to other millionaires. They're saying, for other millionaires, you invest, you keep your money working. For the average person, you can't listen to this advice because, like Clint said, if there is a blip in the economy, stock market pulls back a little, your house pulls back, you change jobs, you have to move to Houston, and you're leveraged and you haven't saved and you have no cash reserves, you're screwed. We've seen it happen time and time again from people listening to this shit advice. This is great advice for that 1%. This is terrible advice for middle America and just about everybody else. And hey, he wears fancy watches, flies a jet, and he does it not by following his own advice. He does it by selling books and selling you his garbage.
It's not advice for your everyday person. And I include myself as an everyday person.
No.
I
would say if you don't have $10 million of net worth, liquid net worth, you should not listen to anything he says.
I agree. Next.
Start investing until you have at least 10 grand sitting around that you're never going to need to spend on your life. I get so many messages from young people. Dude, I think that your whole thing about how to turn $100,000 into all this money isn't cool because none of us have $100,000. He's like, why don't you show me how to turn $1,000 into $100,000? The way to turn $1,000 into $100,000 is to invest in yourself, invest in education, invest in learning, invest in skills, invest in something that makes you worth more so you can get paid more, so you can actually save up $10,000 to $100,000 liquid that you don't need to spend on bills. All these people trying to get rich by like buying a few shares of GameStop or buying like 5,000 Dogecoin for $800, or you can't turn like less than $10,000 into enough money to retire. You need to be turning the little amounts of money that you have into better skills so that you can be worth more, so you can have a higher value of your time, so you can get paid more, so you can actually save up enough money to do some damage and then go use investing to build wealth.
I needed to hear something that I actually agree with, you know, after listening to
garbage,
you know,
morons,
the guru idiots. Yeah, man, it's cool. You know, it's, save until you can do some damage is what he said. You know, I think that's great advice.
Save or spend it on yourself to better yourself. You know, go take classes, you know, learn new skills, you know, I would argue you don't even need the money to do many of those things. You just need to focus on yourself, spend time, you know, get out of your mom's basement. Don't play video games. Don't watch TV. In your 20s, if you're playing video games and watching TV, you are wasting your future. You know, that's the time that you focus in. This guy was up till 3 a.m. every night in his 20s looking at houses and online and trying to find the angles. I would go to the bars until about midnight every night in my 20s, and then I would come home and work for about 4 hours till about 4 a.m., and then I would get up at about 9 a.m., and I would hit the ground running because I had already done all my work the night before. So if you're in your 20s, focus on yourself, invest in yourself. He's right. At the same time, it's okay to save a little. One of the things that you should do in your 20s and when you're a young professional is you should start to build the habits that will continue throughout the rest of your life. And I believe in saving is a great one. It can be just $1 a month. I don't care what it is, but just get used to that focus on saving, and you can continue those good habits throughout your life as the numbers grow. Instead,
what people are doing is that they're saying, "Oh, I don't have any money. Let me go do a rental arbitrage, you know, somewhere."
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know. There's no shortcuts. You know, this guy's right. And you know, like I said, I needed to hear this clip. I get so sick of this stupid advice that's out there. But this was cool. Thank you.
Next.
3 types of properties you shouldn't invest in my opinion. The first is new build properties. You're overpaying from the start. The second is properties with a short lease, unless of course you can negotiate the length. And the third, shared ownership properties. Follow to learn more.
Wrong.
It's a much longer conversation than it's such a much longer conversation. This clip should not be out there. I mean, it's there's so many things that aren't explained. It's just a useless clip. I mean,
so new builds. Let's start with that one. New builds. That used to be true because you could buy for less than the cost to build, and you could buy properties as good as any new build for less than the cost to build. However, with the pricing of housing today, it's actually turned almost the opposite, where you can now build for cheaper than it is the cost to buy existing older houses. So why wouldn't you buy new builds? So number one, wrong. Short lease properties, we don't mess with them. The killer for returns is 2 things: deferred maintenance and vacancy. And what causes deferred maintenance? Vacancies, turning tenants. So yeah, we don't like them. There's certain markets where they can work. Vacation towns, you know, short-term lease properties work. Shared ownership, not something we mess with, you know. But
yeah, like I said, it to me, I think it's a clip that just shouldn't have been made. I mean, you know,
there's not enough info.
There's not enough info.
Thanks for your opinion. Your wrong opinion. You're not a moron, but you're close.
I love it. That does it for another episode of Moron Real Estate. We are the Homeboys. Please keep watching us. Follow us on our podcast. If you're a moron, we're coming for you. Happy investing.